Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Andrew, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Slate VSX headphones. These are physical headphones, obviously, that are paired with software to give you an experience completely unlike any other headphone solution I've ever used before. All right, so this is a song that I mixed recently for Mission Hills Church. The song is Goodness of God, and it features Rachel Amadei. If you want to give the full song a listen, I'll have a link to the full music video down in the description. As you can see here, the very last plugin on the master bus is the VSX plugin. You have the big speakers, the mid speakers, and the one single small speaker. And you can actually switch between them in this program by switching these different modes. The cool part about this program, it's not just this room. So you can go click Browse Rooms, and now you've got all these different room options, a lot of them from very famous studios. Some cars. If you actually check the website, they tell you what cars they specifically modeled to get these models. So this electric car is a Tesla Model 3 sound system, and this SUV is one of the new Mercedes SUVs. You can see they even have options like club. So if you do the club one, it's basically what it sounds like through a big PA in a really not great treated room, like a lot of clubs actually would be. And then at the end, you can see not only do they have a boombox just for basically just a not great but still pretty decent speaker, but they have a bunch of different headphone models, which is super interesting. So I'm just gonna play this song to start in bypass mode, and then I'm going to turn it on and then turn the volume up. So this is just the song with nothing on it at all. This is just the actual output that would be sent to clients. And then now I'm going to turn on the VSX plugin, and it's going to be the midfield in Steven Slate VSX. Match the volume a little bit. And now I'm just going to kind of show you around the different room options they have. So that's obviously the midfield. We're going to go to the bigger speakers. Just kind of feels bigger. There's more energy coming from them. You can hear the size of the room. And now we're just gonna kind of go down to that near field little mix cube. So that's a mono check also, because it's just one. And it really demonstrates what basically just the common denominator between all speakers is, which is generally that mid-range. Not everything's gonna have the super low end, not everything's gonna have the super high end, but that mid-range is pretty consistent. So let's put it back on midfield. And let's check out some other rooms. This Archon Studio is cool. So I personally enjoy the far field speakers best as something to check. But they also have these midfield and small ones, so we'll hear those. Here's the midfields. Near field. All right, let's move on. All right, here's the near fields, which is your NS10s. So I think this is NS10s with a sub, if I remember correctly, is what's in this specific room. Near fields, far fields. But these are all, they're studios, so they all sound pretty similar. They're very useful. If it sounds great in all of these, it sounds great. But there's a few other options. So let's listen to what it sounds like in this SUV. It just sounds really rich and thick, like it might in a car like this. And I find this one super useful for checking low end, because if it's huge sounding in here, but not overdone, that's great. But if it sounds like it's just way too much, this is the place you're gonna hear it. And you may not hear it in some other places, but it's the type of thing where you mix a song, you get in your car, and the bass is just crazy and blowing out your speakers. This will help you not do that anymore. All right, let's listen now to, here's just a boombox. Honestly, it sounds pretty good for a boombox, but it's still just kind of a little bit smaller of a sound and is really useful. Let's find some more things. Here's Howie Weinberg's mastering studio. They have huge names in here. So, and it also has in this room, client listening position, and then engineer listening position, which is very interesting. I don't really know the value of what's different there, but you can hear both perspectives, and more perspectives, like I mentioned earlier, is really useful. Let's go back, let's listen to some of the headphone models. So my favorite are, it's funny, my favorite in real life, I've actually been using these headphones for a long time, is the M50Xs, and they have a model of it, and they sound great. They sound just like them, in my opinion. And it's really nice to just carry these and be able to still check basically on those headphones anywhere I go. So there's the M50s. Here's the LCDs, the 4s, 2s. These are really interesting. I've never actually used these. I think these are Sennheiser 770s. I'm honestly not sure. But the 250s and the 80s sound crazy different, so it's useful even for considering buying different headphones in the future. You kind of get an idea of what you're really looking for there. And then this HD linear one is the corrected flat sound for these headphones specifically. So they sound really great with this on. If you completely turn the plugin off, they sound fine, but you can tell there's something a little bit off. And you turn this on and it's just magic. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. So, the big question, what do they cost? They basically sell two options of the headphones. So they have the Essentials Edition, which is $299. This one is great. The Steven Slate mix room, which is that first one, is the primary room that I like to mix in. However, having all the other rooms to check in is very useful. I went with the Platinum Edition, which has all the different rooms. I wasn't gonna get the Platinum Edition, and I knew what I know now. So there's this option in here called Fave 5, where you basically get 5 presets to jump between, and I mostly stick to this. So the first one is Steven's Mix Room. The second is the Archon Studio, great room. The third is the M50s, because they're great to check. I find like snare level to be great to figure out in there. The SUV that we talked about, and then the boombox is another great one to listen to. So honestly, basically all that you would really want to add is Archon Studio, the M50, and the boombox. And I'm sure that would probably be cheaper than the $200 difference. At the end of the day, as mixing engineers, we are really only able to be as good as what we can hear. If you can't hear an issue, you can't fix an issue, regardless of how good you are. And so spending money and investing in good equipment to hear what you're doing is critical. And this is honestly, truly the cheapest way that I have found to get the best results possible. In my previous video, I announced that I'm building a studio, which may seem kind of insane because I have these. The reason for that is I'm wanting to mix in Atmos, and at the moment, mixing Atmos in the headphones is just not there. And so it's a value to me. However, if I'm only gonna mix in stereo, I truly would recommend buying these and then doing the majority of your work in them. I found reverb to be a little interesting because obviously a lot of these rooms and situations, they're kind of adding a reverb to get the space that you're in. You can do reverb in them, obviously, but check it on other things to see if you're doing too much. I have kind of found that it makes me lean towards doing a little more reverb than I wanted. But other than that, truly fantastic. If you want to learn more about me and maybe even have me mix a song for you, I have a link in the description to my website where you can reach out to me. And I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.